What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be finally putting our parts on the bike that I showed in the last video that we got from Rocky Mountain. We're going to be going over, I already showed you guys everything we ordered. We're going to be putting on all that stuff on our KX250F. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right in. All right, so what we're going to do now is take off our graphics to get our rear fender with our seat. Basically, you just want to come behind with these bolts, take all these off. I already took one of them off back here. I was missing one and I had to run up to my hardware store, but we're gonna go ahead and start taking these plastics off and put the rear fender on.
Perfect.
All right, so as you guys can see, we got this fender out. This thing is junk, so I'm gonna pull these out of the plastics, pop them back in. Yeah, and we're gonna install the black one. Alright, so as you guys can see, we got our rear black fender put on. Nothing too big, just a bolt right here, a bolt right here, and 2 bolts back there. So pretty simple to install, looks really good. So now we're gonna go to putting the new number plate on and then probably our grips. As you guys can see, we got the new number plate on. Pretty simple. There's an 8mm bolt right here. You basically just run it through the tab, tighten it as tight as you want, and then there's 2 little pegs that have holes on the bottom here where you line them up, and then like I said, you put your bolt through and just wrap it around your bars right here. Pretty simple. So now let's go ahead and move on to the grips. So bear with me, guys, that took a little bit longer than it should have. This side was easy to put on. These are the lock-on ones. So I just you take a razor blade. I didn't have one. I just took a sharp knife, cut the old grips, peeled them. There's a bolt on the other side of this, which makes them the lock-on grips that you just tighten. It's an Allen head. So this side, getting the throttle back on and back off, I had to change one of the pieces of the throttle tube. And yeah, it went on pretty well. Like I said, this is my first time doing grips, so bear with me. The throttle took a little bit longer than it should have, but I think the gray grips with the little bit of the gold accent looks pretty good. So now we're probably going to move on to the graphics and start putting this bike back together.
Perfect.
finally put our graphics back on. I had a little bit of trouble with bolting the back fender and the seat, but I got it. So now we're going to take some of our SC1 spray the graphics down, let it sit for about a minute or so, let it dry, come back with a microfiber towel, wipe it down, and yeah, we're pretty much done. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, so we're gonna let that sit now. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are done. New graphics on the bike. Wiped down with SC1. New fender. Replaced some bolts that were missing on here. And man, does this thing look minty. New grips. New number plate. Man, does this thing look mint. Looks really good with those graphics and the fender. Sprayed down our wheels. Man, this thing, in my opinion, looks really, really clean now. So now what I'm probably going to do is go ahead and start it for you guys. And let's hear how she sounds.
Perfect.
Can see we did our upgrades so far that we want to do so far. I've been thinking about doing maybe like an FMF pipe, something like that, you know, maybe putting a new pipe on it, exhaust system. But we put our new grips, lock-on grips on, we put our new decals, we put our new blacked out number plate, blacked out fender, wiped everything down and sprayed and wiped down SC1 on everything to make our graphics and decals look brand new. We replaced some of the bolts that were missing, just due to, I guess, the owner riding before, or not just, you know, looking to see that bolts obviously come loose like with anything riding it, you know. Same with the truck, you know, always should look over, you know, your bolts and stuff, whether it's on a truck, dirt bike, four-wheeler. Always want to check your hardware, make sure it's tight. But yeah, like I said, this thing is it's pretty mint, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I want to probably one more thing I'm gonna change is probably put a new chain on sprocket in the rear. Doesn't look too bad. Definitely want to get in the future a new air filter, clean out the air box, but get a new air filter. And yeah, other than that, it runs pretty good. Like I said, I'm very happy with how it came out. It looks really well. It looks pretty cool next to our F250 that we built on the channel. So I'm very happy with this. What I'm probably gonna do, I'm probably gonna ride, today's Monday, I'm probably gonna ride either Friday or Saturday with a buddy of mine. In the next week or so, I might actually go to one of my local tracks and just rip it, get a feel for the bike, and really see how much power this thing makes. But yeah, so this transformation looks really well. I think it really makes the bike look better with the blacked out number plate and the blacked out fender, as well as the decals. They're not too crazy or too, you know, too little. I think they accent the bike perfect, and I think it looks awesome. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.
Perfect.